grade 28. I got the grade 28 on the stereo. I've got Delilah and Carol and Eddie. Well, I know you think you're almost wrong, but you're never too old for rock and roll. I got the grade 28, come on, let's go. Now the wind just started picking up outside. Hey, I think it's gonna rain, let's go for a drive. We'll put the top down in my car and drive till we don't know where we are. I wanna find that Havana moon, it can't be far. Around and around, I'm talking about you, I hope you don't catch me. Around and around, I'm talking about you, I never once started to doubt you, see. But you're never too old for rock and roll. I got the grade for 28, come on, let's go. I got the grade for 28, come on, let's go. I got the grade for 28 on the stereo. Well, you might have picked up on the fact that that was kind of a tribute to one of my favorites, Mr. Chuck Berry. Thanks very much. It's good to see Chuck is popular around here, too. Had a second-hand shop where they sell some people's past. You try on a wedding coat and decide it won't last. She says you must leave, the shop is closing now. So you walk and watch the shadows on the ground. You finally raise your head, but you're lost now. The street signs pass you by, blurry comic roll. People you ask directions What you thought was east is where the sun went down. Lost in your hometown. I don't recognize the shape of this ground. And that church bell has an unfamiliar sound. The river cuts the sea right in half. And the old man says the dam will never last. And where the movies played, they must have torn that down. Lost in your hometown. I found the streets today that I'd not been down before, and all the corners that it meant and took me through many more on the boulevard that stretches on forever past the tenements and the churches and the mansions. Hey, the city sings, but you never hear a sound. Lost in your hometown. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Mom. Yeah. So how many of you folks were here last night? A few. Okay. Well, this will be old news to you, but for the rest of you, I'll take a little minute here and tell you a bit about myself. My name is Jason Wilber, as you heard earlier. I'm from Bloomington, Indiana. Thanks. I'm 37 years old. I've been playing music most of my life. When I was about 14, I started working in bands there in Bloomington. And a few years later, I was playing at a little club called the Bluebird Tavern on a Friday night. All right. It's going to be a good night. Anyway, my band had played the happy hour, and I stuck around to hear some friends of mine play later that evening. Now, unbeknownst to me, on this particular night, there was a great songwriter in town named John Prine. And he was in town, actually, I guess, writing some songs or doing some work with John Mellencamp, who's another famous musician from there in Bloomington. And so about halfway through the night, when my friends took their break, who walks into the club but John Prine? And so they start talking to him, and they ask if he'll get up and play a set of some songs, you know. And he says, sure. And so one of the guys in the band comes over to me and says, hey, you know, I don't really know this guy's music. Why don't you get up and play with him? You're pretty good at following along with people. And I said, great. Because I knew who John was, you know. So we did. We got up and we played a whole set of John's music that night. And it was really a blast. It was a big thrill for me at such a young age to be on stage with such a great musician. And John was so impressed with my guitar playing that night that I didn't hear from him for 10 years. But sure enough, 10 years later, I was standing in my kitchen of my little apartment cooking ramen noodles, and the phone rings, and it's John Prine's manager on the phone asking if I'd like to audition to play lead guitar in John's band. And I said, yes, I would. So I did, and I got the job, and I've been playing with John about 10 years now, and it's really a pleasure. And the reason I'm telling you all that is that one of the great things about working with John has been also getting to meet and work with some really other fine singer-songwriters, one of whom is Miss Iris DeMent. I did a show with Iris in Chicago a few years ago, and whenever I'm up there in Chicago, I always like to go to the Art Institute because they have a really nice collection of Impressionist paintings. Now, I don't paint at all myself, but I like to go look at the paintings. And while I was there, I bought a book about Impressionism, and one of the things it said in this book was the reason the author thought those paintings had gotten popular and stayed popular for so long was many of them were pictures of people outside doing something relaxing. So I started thinking if I could do something like that in a song. And not knowing anything about the French countryside, I stuck with southern Indiana. Started with the locust trees in the backyard, and I put you in there too. This one's called Lazy Afternoon. I love to watch the wind in the locust trees, and the way the sun feels so warm on me and on you too, and everyone who has come to sit out in this lazy afternoon. You swear you can smell those flowers bloom. I believe you can. I smell them too. The grass so green. I mean, it really makes me feel so good. So good. If I knew how I'd get some colors on a brush and set us all down on a big canvas right here, we could sit for a few hundred years out in this lazy afternoon. I see the sun is sliding farther away. I know she's gotta go make someone else's day sunny too. Somewhere far away there's a town like this, with some boats on a shady little pond, and some blankets set away to be spread out on the lawn, and some folks who will be happy to sit out in this lazy afternoon. You know it looks like it's gonna be a lazy evening too. Thanks very much. Well, a little change of pace here now. Send this one out to anybody who's ever dreamed about being Elvis Presley for 24 hours. This one's called King for a Day. Not 'cause she was bad, and I'd blow up all my TV sets and act like I was mad. I'd yell for Red and Sonny, say gas up my airplane, fly it down to Tupelo just to feel the rain, king for a day. King for a day. Hey, get out of my way, I'm a federal agent, man, king for a day. But I would be old and fat, no, I'd be young and lean. I'd punch just like you'd gotta have, but I'd be cool and mean. I'd wear an old flat top guitar that I would never play. And I'd call Bill Black and Scotty Moore and give them both a raise, king for a day. King for a day. Now no matter what I do or say, it's pretty cool, king for a day. Presley fan, you might be thinking to yourself, hey Jace, your song there sounds an awful lot like Mystery Train by Elvis. And I'll show you the difference here just in case there's ever any kind of a dispute. Perhaps you could be my witness. Here is Mystery Train. Here is King for a Day. As you can see, they're entirely different compositions. Now, if I had 50 Cadillacs, I wouldn't need no Percodan. Just a Memphis cheerleading team in a backseat one-night stand. And when it's time for supper, man, the king, you don't think twice. Just get me 2 cheeseburgers, James, and a Coke with lots of ice. King for a day. King for a day. Hey, send that ketchup my way, king for a day. Now long about midnight, with my fantasy complete, well, I'd do a few karate kicks and I'd shoot my last TV. I'd find that golden one-way phone and I'd ring up Jesus C. And I'd say, put your daddy on the phone, just tell him it's the king. King for a day. Yeah, tell that man upstairs I think I want to stay, king for a day. And have him call up Colonel Tom, let's renegotiate, king for a day. This is what I do for a living, so there's no need to panic at any time. It's a lot of fun. I work with a lot of great people, and we get to see a little bit of a lot of places and meet a lot of nice folks. It's kind of tough being away from our families, though. I've been married for about 8 years, and so I usually have to be gone a lot of the year, so I miss my wife when I'm out here. But this song I wrote, the first half is kind of about her, and the second half is about the other thing I love, which is playing music. And I used to introduce this song by saying it was about leaving one of your loves to go do the other, but people always took that the wrong way. So it's called In Her Veins. Flowers don't grow unless she says they can. The sun won't rise until she waves her hand. Electricity is in her veins, and it pulls at me like that. And when I walk away, I walk right back. Horses and castles and stories of distant lands, moving her lips and the fingers on her hands, in hypnotic fascination, I watch the pendulum swing. Soon the very air begins to sing. So I attend her simple evening song, a single chair inside a concert hall, and the music falls like rain and washes my soul clean. Exhausted and my eyes can only sleep. I've made 15 miles since daybreak. After 14 nights planning escape, I'll be far away and forget her very soon. No more than the tide escapes the moon. There's a fire in her veins, and it burns with my name. So I go like a moth into the flame. All right. Well, I hope you've been enjoying the music so far tonight. I do have a lot of these songs are on CDs. I have a CD for sale out in the lobby tonight if you'd like to take one home for yourself. I'll be out there during the intermission and after the show. If you'd like to come out and shake my hand, say hi, and enjoy meeting you. Also, if you buy a CD tonight, there's a little card in it that you can fill out with your name and address. And I'll send you a free CD in a couple weeks. You can give me the card or you can mail it to me, either way. If you haven't enjoyed the music so far tonight, I'd like to point out to you that a Jason Wilber CD would make an excellent gift for somebody you don't like very much. And if it's someone you especially dislike, you could sign them up for that free CD too, and get another one in a couple weeks. Well, this last song I want to play for you was sort of inspired by something that happened to me when I was about 9 years old. I went to the carnival with my dad, and we were walking down the midway there past all the tents and the trailers and the games and things, and we came up to this one that had a big painting on the side of a giant hand, and sitting in the hand was a little man with a top hat and a tuxedo with tails and a cane and a monocle, and he had a big smile on his face. And there was a speaker attached to the outside of the trailer with a pre-recorded announcement playing over and over, and it said, "See little Eddie Small, smallest man in the world. He walks, he talks. Hold him in the palm of your hand." And it was the last part that really appealed to me, I have to tell you. I thought, that's for me. I want to hold the smallest man in the world in the palm of my hand and have a conversation with him. Hopefully end up being lifelong friends or something, you know, going on vacations and things. So I immediately asked my dad for $1, and he kind of reluctantly forked it over. And a couple of things seemed odd to me as I was taking the $1 from my dad. One was that he didn't want to pay another $1 so that he could also see the smallest man in the world. And two was there was no line to see the smallest man in the world. But I didn't try to figure that out. I just took the $1 and I paid up, and I went up the little stairs there through a curtain into this little dark room. And sitting there behind a moldy red velvet rope under a spotlight on a little stool, drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon from a can, was little Eddie Small, the smallest man in the world. And he didn't look quite like the painting. He didn't look very happy, for one thing. And his tuxedo and top hat, I think, were at the cleaners that day because he had kind of a powder blue leisure suit on. And there was no one else in there, so I went right up to the front. And I couldn't think of anything to say, you know. It wasn't like I'd imagined it when I was outside. And he didn't really seem to have anything to say to me either. It seemed like at that point holding him in the palm of my hand was probably out of the question. So I didn't bring that up. So I guess I just stayed till I felt like I'd gotten my $1's worth and went on with my life. Now this song is not about little Eddie Small, but I wanted to share that story with you. He does make a small cameo about halfway through. You'll recognize him right away. This one's called The Ballad of Amazing Grace in Sideshow Dan. Amazing Grace was a carnival queen, though she never was rich or famous. She traveled the land with Sideshow Dan and his true life freaks of nature. They say that Grace had a giant brain, her IQ was 150. She had tattooed over every inch of the skin, and man, she sure was pretty. She could lift a man with either hand and twirl one in her teeth. She could bend her back like an acrobat and juggle with her bare feet. Amazing Grace, how sweet she was. The Sideshow Dan was a hog of a man, and he was crooked as the funhouse stairs. So everyone smiled when he whispered lies about his secret love affairs. Oh, you can bet that Dan was a happy man when Grace walked by his side. She had a face like an angel and a body like a building, and she laughed like a sideshow ride. Now Dan always promised to take his Grace to sunbathe in Tahiti, where she could lay naked as a jade and display that technicolor body graffiti. Amazing Grace, how sweet she was. And Flying Paul, the cannonball, and the snake man Johnny Hiss, Canine Boy, the dog-faced boy, and Stereo the mentalist. Well, Leon the giant and little Eddie Small said they all thought Grace could have been the very first tattooed lady astronaut or U.S. president. Now Western Willie was really from Philly, and he couldn't even ride a horse. But he looked the part, and he could stop a girl's heart. He had the fastest trigger in the world. So late one night between the lion's cage and Marco's house of mirrors, Willie and Grace made a plan to shake the sawdust off of the heels. But Grace wasn't content to live in a tent and roam from city to city. So she saddled up the midnight Greyhound bus and she rode away with Willie. Amazing Grace, man, she sure was gone. And when Dan asked Flying Cannonball and the Snake Man, Johnny Hiss. Canine Roy, the dog-faced boy, Mysterio, the mentalist. Well, Leon the Giant and Little Eddie Small said they all hadn't seen a thing. And Gypsy Jill said she'd like to help, but her ball was on the blink. Guitar riff there is meant to establish a carnival-like atmosphere. That's really all I could come up with by myself. The Sideshow dance still makes the rounds with the true life freaks of nature. And in every town he asks around, you seen a tattooed lady? And he sits up late, all alone in his trailer behind him midway, drinking whiskey and soda and staring at his faded Tahitian travel posters. And now the moral of the message is a lesson to learn from Sideshow Dan's big blunder. Don't take a girl for granted, because you might be standing in the presence of a natural wonder, amazing grace. How sweet she was. And Flying Paul, the Cannonball, and the Snake Man, Johnny Hiss. Canine Roy, the dog-faced boy, Mysterio, the mentalist. Well, Leon the Giant and Little Eddie Small said they all thought Grace could have been the very first tattooed lady astronaut for U.S. president. Yeah, Leon looked high and Eddie looked low, and they agreed that she could have been the very first tattooed lady astronaut or U.S. president. Thanks very much. My name is Jason Wilber. I sure appreciate listening. You know who you are. Goin Fishin. The telephone rang, the other voice said, brother, this afternoon's an afternoon, man, like no other. You said they're pulling 20 pounders out of the pond down yonder, not tonight. Tomorrow we can wait any longer. We're going fishing. Man, we're going fishing. It's a fine time to wet your line. We're going fishing. So call your stick and grab your tackle and bait. Pick up the 6-pack and I'll be waiting in the boat by the bank with the trolling motor running. If you puff real quiet, they won't even hear us coming fishing. Man, we're going fishing. It's a fine time to wet your line. We're going fishing. I got a green rattle trap, a yellow spot, and tail, I got a tap pie. She never fail. She need a king, throw a hooter on your papa, brother. You got a thing. Well, you don't have to drop a bring a fishing. Man, you bring a fishing. It's a fine time to wet your line. We go fishing. I said it's a fine time to wet your line. We go fishing. Hey, the time was never better. Don't you worry about the weather. We going fishing.
Hey, Jason.
Hey,
Show,
how's it
man.
going, man?
Good job.
Good to see you.
Yeah, great.
took him up on what he said, and stuck them stickers all over my car and one on my wife's forehead. But you're going to cowboy heaven go, now in the old grass, under the Lord. Now Jesus don't like it, no matter what the reason for it, and the flag is out on the Jeep in the heaven anymore. So I ran the car upside the curb, right into a tree. By the time they got a doctor down, I was already dead. And I'll never understand why the man standing in the pearly gate said to me. I wrote this song in the summer of 1969. I sang it until like the summer of 75, and then I retired it. I had it mounted and stuff to put it up above my fireplace. Never thinking I'd have any need to sing the song ever again. However, a few years ago, I took it down and dusted it off by special request from the President of the United States of America. It wasn't a formal request, but believe me, he's asking for it. And he flags down on the beach in the heavenly mode, for all the old crowd from the day no more. Jesus don't like killers, no matter what the reason for it, and he flagged down on the Jeep in the heaven anymore. Never will. You come home late and you come home early. You come home big when you're feeling small. You come home straight and you come home curly. Sometimes you don't come home at all. What in the world's come over you? And what in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. I got a heart that burns with a fever. I got a worried and jealous man. I've been a love that'll last forever. what in heaven's name have you been? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. Yeah, I've been running just to be on the run. It's a mad mean and a dreadful sorrow. It's across the evil land today. How can you ask about tomorrow when we ain't got one word to say? What in the world's come over you? Or what in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. Yeah, they're running just to be on the run. Yeah, they're running just to be on the run. Yeah, they're running just to be on the run. Thank you very much. We had a real good time last night. We had a good crowd in here. Certainly doesn't sound like you're laughing at anything either, you know. This is an old song here. This was my mother's favorite song. I used to be able to go into her house and sing this for her, and she would cook me just about anything in the world. All the snow has turned to white. Christmas days have come and gone. Broken toys and faded colors are all's left to linger on. I hate graveyards and old pawn shops, for they always bring the tears. I can't forget the way that rock me of my childhood souvenirs. Memories that can't be bought, they can't be won with carnivals for free. Kathy was cleaning the spoons. The radio played the hit parade, and I hung along with the tune. She asked me to change the station, said the song just drove her insane, but it weren't just music playing. It was me she was trying to blame. And the sky's black and still down. Up on the hill when the angels sing. Anything our old broken body looks just like a diamond ring. But it's far, far from me. Well, we gone a little late in the parking lot there. Kathy was closing the lights. A G-Bud flew from the Wont that once knew, and I wished for once I weren't right. While we used to laugh together, and we danced to any old song. Well, you know, she still laughs with me, but she waits just a second too long. And the sky's black and still now. Up on the hill where the angels sing. Anything our old broken body that looks just like a diamond ring, but it's far, far from me. Well, started the engine, I give it some gas. Kathy was closing her purse. We hadn't gone far in my beat-up old car, and I was prepared for the worst. Will you still see me tomorrow? No, I got too much to do. But the question ain't really a question if you know the answer to. And the sky's black and still now. Up on the hill where the angels sing. Anything our old broken body looks just like a diamond ring, but it's far, far from me. Jason Wilber on the guitar. Dave Gates on bass. Grandpa is sitting there. every day. Don't take your reason. You get dressed that way. Brown and cat, matching vest, rose and wingtips shoes. The building rising on our back porch, put a penny in Burn Avenue. Grandpa was a carpenter, built houses, stores, and banks. Chain smoke, chemicals, cigarettes, and hammered nails in the nights. Doing the level on the level. Every word, go get right to the hour, call the minute, one more. Church on Sunday, and take me with him too. Stained glass every window, dirty names in every view. Grandpa was a carpenter, just out of stores and banks. Chain smoke, chemicals, cigarettes, and hammered nails and planks. It was a level on the level, shaking every word. Put it right in the hour, one more. That was a song about my father's father. I made the mistake of debuting that song at my family reunion, thinking that they'd be proud that Johnny wrote a song about somebody they knew so well. And as soon as I got done singing it, two of my mom's sisters took me aside and said, "He never smoked camels." Your grandma never worked upon the group. Of course, they taught the Lord, didn't they? Big women, big. Well, I've been thinking lately about the people I meet, the cars on the corner and the hole in the street, the weak my ankles hurt, the shoes on my feet. I'm wondering if I'm gonna see you tomorrow. If I don't forget of us for what we must do, you forget of us and we'll forget of you. We'll forget each other till we both turn blue, and we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. and drink. If the girls are pinch, I don't think they ever even notice me. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, and we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And we'll whistle and go fishing in here. Fishing and whistle and fish. We get everything that we put on your dish. When we get big, we'll make a big wish that we never have to do this again. Again. Job, I said thank you and please. And made me scrub a parking lot down on my knees. Then I got fired for being scared of bees. They only give me 50 cents an hour. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us and we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And we'll whistle and go fishing in here. Fishing and whistle and fish. We get everything that they put on the dish. When we get big, we'll make a big wish that we never have to do this again. Again. Oh, Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And we'll whistle and we're fishing in here. We'll whistle and we're fishing in here. What's the name of fishing in here, Listen to it. We're going to sing you a couple of songs off of our latest record, Fair and Square. We put this out about 18 months ago. We wrote it all the way to Los Angeles and picked up a Grammy for it. Of course, as you soon find out, that and $5 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks. This song here led off the Fair and Square record. I wrote it with a good buddy of mine from Bristol, England. His name is Roger Cook. And he kind of talks a little bit like Cary Grant, but doesn't look anything like him. We wrote this at my kitchen table, and I kind of had my wife in mind, and I was hoping that he didn't. Of true love is a wild and precious thing. It don't grow an old magnolia or on the blossom in the spring. Though the glory of true love is it will last your whole life through. Never will go out of fashion. Always will look good on you. And you can climb the highest mountain, touch the moon and stars above. But old faithful's just bound compared to the glory of true love. Hurtin out of Hurtin, where the governor calls me up. You can get along good without going nobody up too rough. You can climb the highest mountain, touch the moon and stars above. But old faithful's just down, there is glory up to love. I believe it was yesterday. I would have invited him in, but I didn't have a lot to say. This anticipation of me opening the door, I weighed my apprehension as I never had before, and drove my concentration right through that hardwood floor. Ooh, I'm taking a walk. I'm going out. residing in Idaho Falls. I wish you could have been there when she opened up the door and looked me in the face like she never did before. I felt about as waffle as a Walmart superstore. I'm taking a walk. I'm going outside. Yeah, I'm taking a walk. I know you're right. I'm watching the birds. Flying so high. I'm just getting back. I'm just getting back. This song here, be a good idea to maybe keep this in your back pocket for emergencies. This is in case you should ever receive an invitation to your ex's wedding. And they should ask you to get up and sing one. Always be prepared. I wish you loved and happiness. I guess I wish you all the best. I wish you don't do like I do and never fall in love with someone like you. I wish you felt just like I did. Probably walk around the block like a little kid, but kids don't know. They can only guess how hard it is to wish you happiness. I guess the love is like a Christmas card. You decorate a tree, you throw it in the yard. It decays and dies, and the snowman melt. Well, once knew love, I knew how love felt. Yeah, I knew love knew me. When I walk, love walk with me. And I got no hate, and I got no pride. Well, I got so much love that I cannot hide. Yeah, I got so much love that I cannot hide. Chevy. Say you drive a Ford. You say you drive around the town till you just get bored. And you change your mind for something else to do. And your heart gets bored with your mind and it changes you. Well, it's a doggone shame. And it's an awful mess. I wish you love. I wish you happiness. I wish you love. I wish you happiness. I guess I wish you all the best. Good luck. I am an old woman, named after my mother. My old man is another child that's grown old. If dreams were lightning and thunder were desire, this old house would have burnt down a long time ago. Flash from Montgomery, make me a poster of an old rodeo. it's just a hard way to go. You and me, sitting in the back of my memory, like a honeybee, buzzing around a glass of sweet Chablis. Radio's on, winter's rolled up, and my mind's rolled down. The headlights shine like silver moons rolling on the ground. We made love, and every way love can be made. We made time, feel like time could never fade. Friday night, we both made the guitar hum. Saturday made Sunday feel like it would never come. Gonna be a long Monday, sitting all alone on a mountain by a river that has no end. Gonna be a long Monday, stuck like the tick of a clock that's come runaway again. Soul to soul, heart to heart, and cheek to cheek. Now come on, baby, give me a kiss that'll last all week. The thought of you leaving again brings me down. The promise of your sweet love brings me around. Gonna be a long Monday, sitting all alone on a mountain by a river that has no end. Gonna be a long Monday, stuck like a tick of a clock that's come unwound again and again. Seven deadly sins sleeping at the bottom of the deep blue sea. Objects in the mirror may appear nearer than they seem to be. So he packed his bag and he headed out to find out what the world's about. He went to France, he went to Spain. He found love, he found pain. He found stores, so he started to shop. But he had no money, so he got in trouble with the cops. Kids in trouble with the cops from Israel didn't have no home. So he cut his hair, moved to Rome. It was there he met his Irish bride, and they rented a flat on the Lower East Side of Rome. Italy, that is. Music publishers, money changers, thieves, little bitty fat guys with towels wrapped around them. Swimming pools that lit up at night. There were lots of pretty Italian chicks. Charlie bought some popcorn. A Billy borrowed a car. Someone almost bought the farm, but they didn't go that far. Things shut down at midnight. At least round here they do. 'Cause we all reside down the block inside at 23 Skidoo. Wine was flowing, so were beers. So Jesus found his missing years. He went to a dance and said, "This don't move me." So he hiked up his pants and he went to a movie. On his 13th birthday, he saw a rebel without a cause. He went straight on home and invented Santa Claus, who gave him a gift, and he responded in kind. He gave the gift of love and went out of his mind. You see, him and the wife wasn't getting along. So he took out his guitar and he wrote a song called "The Dove of Love Fell Off the Perch," but he couldn't get divorced in the Catholic Church. At least not back then. Jesus was a good guy. He didn't need this shit. So he took a pill with a bottle of Coca-Cola and he swallowed it. He discovered the Beatles and recorded with the Stones. He even opened up a three-way package in Southern California for old George Jones. Charlie bought some popcorn. Billy bought a car. Someone almost bought the farm, but they didn't go that far. Things shut down at midnight. At least round here they do. 'Cause we all reside in the block inside at 23 Skidoo. The years passed by like sweet little days, with babies trying pork chops and Beaujolais. When he woke up, he was 17. The world was angry. The world was mean. While the man down the street and the kid on the stoop all agreed life stank, all the world smelled like poop. Baby poop, that is. The absolute worst kind. So he cut his hair off and threw away his comb. Headed back to Jerusalem to find Mom, Dad, and home. But when he got there, the cupboard was bare. Except for an old black man with a fishing rod. He said, "What are you going to be when you grow up?" Jesus said, "God." Oh my God, what have I got myself into? I'm a human corkscrew and all my wine is blood. They're going to kill me, Mama. They don't like me, bud. So Jesus went to heaven. And he went there awful quick. All them people killed him. And he wasn't even sick. So come and gather around me, my contemporary peers. I'll tell you all the story of Jesus, the missing years. $20 some popcorn. A Billy bought a car. Someone almost bought the farm, but they didn't go that far. Things shut down at midnight, at least round here they do. 'Cause we all reside down the block inside at 23 Skidoo. We all reside down the block inside at 23 Skidoo. Dear Abby, we are too long. My hair's falling out and my rights are all wrong. My friends, they all tell me they're no friends at all. Won't you write me a letter or won't you give me a call? Sign, bewildered, bewildered. You have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck, knocking on wood. Dear Abby, my fountain pen leaks. My wife hollers at me, and my kids are all freaks. Every side I get up on is the wrong side of bed. If it weren't so expensive, I'd wish I were dead. Unhappy. You have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck, knocking on wood. Dear Abby, you won't believe this, but my stomach makes noises whenever I kiss. My girlfriend tells me it's all in my head, but my stomach tells me to write you instead. Sign, noise maker. You have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck, knocking on wood. This is the only verse that comes from an actual true life event. It was 1964 in the backseat of a 55 Buick 4-door. Dear Abby, well, I never thought that me and my girlfriend would ever get caught. We were sitting in the backseat just shooting the breeze with her hair up in curlers and her pants to her knees. Sign, remarried. Just married, you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck, knocking on wood. Sign, dear Abby.
song about a fellow who has over the years developed this very special ability to travel in his mind, particularly when his wife starts going on just a little bit too long. The longer she goes on, the faster he travels. Armor, this is for you. Jimmy, don't get mad at me. Doug did this. Why must you always seem to criticize me? Seems like everything I do just turns out wrong. Why don't you come on out and despise me? So I can pack my bag and baby, I'd be gone. Remember when you used to call me honey? I turn around and call you honey too. You might think it's a joke, but it ain't funny to hurt someone who's so in love with you. A clown puts his makeup on upside down, so he wears a smile even when he wears a frown. You might think I'm here when you put me down, but actually I'm on the other side of town. My body's in this room with you just catching hell, but my soul is drinking beer down the road to spell. You might think I'm listening to your grocery list, but I'm leaning on a jukebox, and I'm about halfway there. And I put this makeup on upside down, so he wears a smile even when he wears a frown. And you might think I'm here when you put me down, but actually I'm on the other side of town. Sitting on a chair just behind my ear, playing dominoes and drinking some ice cold beer. When you get done talking, I'll go back downstairs and assume the body of the person you presume is dead. A clown puts his makeup on upside down, so he wears a smile even when he wears a frown. You might think I'm here when you put me down, but actually, I'm on the other side of town. I'm across the river on the other side. And in my mind, I'm going to the dog racing side of town. Sam Stone, and a good wife and family, after serving in the conflict overseas. And the time that he served had shattered all his nerves and left a little shrapnel in his knee. But the morphine eased the pain, and the grass grew around his brain, and gave him all the confidence he lacked. With a purple heart and a monkey on his back. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. And Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Little pictures have big ears, don't stop to count the years. Sweet songs never last too long. Broken radios. Sam Stone's welcome home didn't last too long. He went to work when he'd spent his last dime. Sammy took to stealing, and when he got bad, he up to peeling for a $100 hat without overtime. And the gold rolled through his veins like 1,000 railroad trains, and eased his mind in the hours that he chose. While the kids ran around wearing other people's clothes. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Little pictures have big ears, don't stop to count the years. Sweet songs never last too long. Broken radios. Sam Stone was alone when he popped his last balloon. Climbing walls while sitting in a chair. He played his last request while the room smelled just like dead, with an overdose of her in the air. But life had lost its fun, and there was nothing to be done but trade his house and borrow the GI Bill for a flat draped casket on a local hero's hill. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Little pictures have big ears, don't stop to count the years. Sweet songs never last too long. Broken radios. Thank you. the sun go down. Sail on backwards, watching the sun go down. The next thing you're doing, come on down that door. Get the water on backwards. It's like cereal wax. Get the water on backwards. It's like cereal wax. One drink of that water, he's getting out of the back. If you stay up on backwards, you'll get like Jesse. If you stay up on backwards, you'll get like Jesse. You take to the and rock that every time. Watching the sun go down, way up on backwards. Watching the sun go down, it makes me feel like on my last romance. Song for my wife, Fiona. I met her in Dublin, Ireland about 15 years ago. And I brought her to Tennessee, but she still talks funny. warm, they can turn the snow in the early spring. She's my everything. She goes everywhere. From Copenhagen to Vegas to Vegas down Jackson Square. I like to drive a Cadillac and color of a long black hair. She goes everywhere. Kisses the car all the way from China. And a reminder of memories of spring. If I get lost, you can always find her. Standing right beside me in the rain. Everybody carries the key for a technical class and is going steady. She can do 14, get them watch and get them more rain. She is my everything. Kisses are coming all the way from the channel. And with the reminder of memories of spring. If I get lost, you can always find her. Standing right beside me in the rain. She knows everybody. From my heart out, to teach you to see how to do the right. She can pick up the ring or putting all the shades in the Maserati. She knows everybody. thinking about you. I ain't heard nobody. there's 300 men in the state of Tennessee. They're all waiting to die. They won't never be free. I ain't hurting nobody. I ain't hurting no one. 6,700,033 lads on. You think someone could take the time to sit down with the words of that song? At the beach in Indiana, I was 9 years old. I heard little Richard saying Tutti Frutti from the top of a telephone pole. I wasn't hurting nobody. I wasn't hurting no one. There's a rooster's laying chickens, and chickens laying eggs. Farm machinery's eating people's arms and legs. I ain't hurting nobody. I ain't hurting no one. Perfectly crafted, popular his songs. Never used the wrong right. You think that waitress could get my order right the first time? She's sitting on a back step, just shucking that corn. That gal's been grinning since the day she was born. She ain't hurting nobody. She ain't hurting no one. I used to live in Chicago, where the cold wind blows. I delivered more junk mail than the junkyard could hold. I wasn't hurting nobody. I wasn't hurting no one. You fool some of the people part of town in a rock and roll song. 50 million Elvis Presley fans can't be all wrong. I'm walking down the street like Lucky the Roo. I got my hand in my pocket, baby. I'm thinking about you. I ain't hurting nobody. I ain't hurting no one. I ain't hurting nobody. I ain't hurting no one. No, nobody. apartment in the city. Me and the red light living there. Well, it's been years since the kids have grown a life of their own and left us alone. John and Linda living in Omaha, and Joe is somewhere on the road. Oh, we lost Davy in the Korean War, and I still don't know what for. It don't matter anymore. You know that old trees just grow stronger. Old rivers grow wilder every day. Old people just grow lonesome, waiting for someone to say hello in there, hello. Talk much more. She sits and stares through the back door screen, and all the news just repeats itself like some forgotten dream that we both sing. Someday I'll go and call up Rudy. We work together at the factory. But what can I say if he asks what's new? Nothing much for you, nothing much to do. You know that old trees just grow stronger. Old rivers grow wilder every day. Old people just grow lonesome, waiting for someone to say hello in there, hello. So if you're out walking down the streets in town, and spot some hollow ancient eyes, well, please don't just pass me by and stare as if you didn't care. Say hello in there, hello. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Who's standing? Standing by peaceful water. Standing by peaceful water. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. Many years ago, along the Illinois-Wisconsin border, there was this Indian tribe. They found two babies in the woods, white babies. One of them was named Elizabeth, and she was the fairer of the two, while the smaller and more fragile one was named Marie. Having never seen white girls before, and living on the two lakes known as the Twin Lakes, they named the larger and more beautiful lake, Lake Elizabeth. And thus the smaller lake that was hidden from the highway became known forever as the Lake Marie. Who's standing? Standing by peaceful water. Standing by peaceful water. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. Many years later, I found myself talking to this girl who was standing there with her back turned to Lake Marie. The wind was blowing, especially through her hair. There was 4 Italian sausages cooking on the outdoor grill. And man, oh man, each and every one of them sausages was sizzling. Many years later, we found ourselves up in Canada, trying to save our marriage, and perhaps catch a few fish. Whatever came first. That night she fell asleep in my arms, humming the tune to Louie Louie. Ah, baby. We gotta go now. Who's standing? Standing by peaceful water. Standing by peaceful water. Oh, I, oh, I. Oh, I, oh, I. Oh, I, oh, I. The dogs were barking as the cars were parking. The little sharks were sharking and the narcs were narking. Practically everyone was there. In the parking lot by the Forest Preserve, the police had found 2 bodies in the woods. Nay, naked bodies. And their faces had been horribly disfigured by some kind of sharp object. Saw it on the news. On the 6 o'clock news in Chicago with Carl Crazy. You know what blood looks like black and white, don't you? Shadows. Shadows. All the love we shared between her and make my way. My way. We're standing by peaceful water. Standing by peaceful water. Oh, wow, oh, wow. Oh, wow, oh, wow. Oh, wow, oh, wow. Jason, Shirley Wilber. It was Christmas in prison, and the food was real good. Turkey and pistols carved out of wood. And I dream of her always, even when I don't dream. Her name's on my tongue, and her blood's in my string. Wait a while, eternity. Oh, my nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. She reminds me of a chest game with someone I admire. Oh, a picnic in the rain after a prayer cry. Her heart is as big as this whole goddamn jail, and she's sweeter than saccharin at a drugstore sale. Wait a while, eternity. Oh, my nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. The searchlight in the big yard swings around with the gun, and the spotlights and snowflakes like the dust in the sun. It's Christmas in prison, and there'll be music tonight. I'll probably get homesick. I love you. Good night. Wait a while, eternity. Oh, my nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. Thank you. Bring our buddy Eric Carpenter up here on mandolin. We're going to play Daddy Wants to Take Me Back to Wilber now. When I was a child, my family would travel down to western Kentucky, where my parents were born. And there's a backwards old town that's often remembered so many times that my memory is worn. Daddy, won't you take me back to Wilber County, down by the Green River, where paradise lay. Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's gold train is all that is away. Well, sometimes we travel right down the Green River to the abandoned old prison down by Eagle Hill, where the air smells like snakes and we shoot bottles was all that would give. Daddy wants to take me back to Wilber, down by the Green River, where paradise lay. Well, I'm sorry now, son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's gold train already away. How about it?
With the world's largest shovel, they tortured the timber, they stripped all the land. They dug for the coal till the ground was forsaken. They wrote it all down as the progress of man.
Daddy wants to take me back to Wilber, down by the Green River, where paradise lay. Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's gold train already away. Now when I dive in my ashes, float down the Green River, and let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam, I'd be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, just 5 miles away from wherever I am. Daddy wants to take me back to Wilber, down by the Green River, where paradise lay. Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's gold train already away. Mr. Peabody's gold train already away. Mr. Peabody's gold train already away. Thank you for coming out tonight to see it. Thank you, we appreciate it. Over there on the acoustic at Electric Church, from Worcester, Massachusetts, Dave Jakes. On his only performance tonight, Untitled Chapter, Eric Carpenter. On electric guitar, harmonica, and mandolin from Bloomington, Indiana, Jason Wilber. Take us home, Jason.